my name is Matthew Wright. We don't judge the merits of someone being a refugee based on what they can contribute to our society. We judge the merits of someone being a refugee and whether or not they're fleeing danger, fleeing harm, fleeing war, fleeing disaster. And we provide safe refuge on that basis. Every person is born with innate human dignity. All of us. Everyone deserves to be treated with justice and fairness. The international law and the treaties that we have signed protect people such as refugees who come to the UK by irregular means. Many people are now waiting a year, 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years, sometimes 3 years or more, for a decision that will affect the rest of their lives. Interim or temporary accommodation for asylum seekers can be a camp, can be a budget hotel. That budget hotel is typically only a temporary accommodation for a period of a few weeks or a few months, while longer-term accommodation is sorted out. By no means is it luxury accommodation. I've been to these hotels. I've worked with people who are living in these hotels. People's lives are on hold. They're confined to the hotels, much like a prison. When people first make an application, they're typically given something called Section 98 asylum support. This is a minimum level of accommodation and £8 a week in pocket money. Later on, when people are dispersed to a town like Skelmersdale, into a house for over a longer term while they're waiting for a decision, they're given less than £6 a day in a living allowance and a room in the house. That living allowance must pay for their food, pay for their clothes, their toiletries, socialising, SIM card, being able to keep in contact with their loved ones back home. The first 12 months is a blanket ban on asylum seekers' work. After 12 months of waiting for a decision, a person seeking asylum can request permission to work. However, once a person seeking asylum who's been waiting more than 12 months has received permission to work, they're restricted to only doing jobs that are on what's called the shortage occupation list. This is a specific list that's produced by the government based on skills that the British economy needs. I think in some ways it's the opposite of broken. To get better, it was someone who was maybe physically and emotionally broken, helping them put their own pieces back together in an environment that makes them feel loved and cared for.